Hello, this is Galactic Mail Part 2. Let me show you what you should have by the end of this game, or this part of the tutorial. You're going to be working on the flying and the landed object within the game. And so, let me turn that sound down a little bit here. So, see, I gotta bring this back into focus. That the landed object is following one of the special moons, and then the flying object is also flying around the screen. No collisions yet, but that'll come later. Alright, let's get started. At the start here, where you should be, is you should just have a bunch of moons and asteroids flying around. You should have these sprites loaded, a few sounds loaded, background, and the object moon and the object asteroid in the game. Okay, so here we go. The first thing we're going to make is a special moon which the landed rocket will reside on. So an easy way to do that is we want it to be like the object moon but with a few changes. So we're going to right click on the object moon and we are going to duplicate it, and we're going to be calling it object SPECIALMOON, and make sure you name it exactly like that. Okay, now we might as well have this one. Let's set an event for it to start the game, or start the sound for the game. So okay, to do that we're going to add an event, other, and then game start, and then we're going to come in here to sound. We're going to play a sound, and that's going to be the background sound, and we're going to set loop to true. Since there always will be a special moon in the room, that means when it's in the room and the game starts, we're going to play the background sound. Also, what we want to do is we want to set the depth to -5, so it'll be on top of everything else in the game, because the special moon is really important for you to be able to collide with that. Alright, now we're going to move on to the landed rocket. Let's make the object OBJCT, the object, and let's call this one landed. We're going to set the depth of -10, so it'll be on top of everything else. And let's give it the sprite of landed. Okay, now what we want to do is we want to have this landed rocket follow the special moon. So when your rocket lands on a moon, it will change into this landed thing and follow it. So we want to add a step event, an end step, and then we're going to jump to a position. So it'll go to this position every step of the game, and that position is going to be the same as object special moon dot x. So it goes into this object of special moon and it gets what its x coordinate is and puts it here. And the same thing with the y, object special moon dot y. The dot means go into object special moon, and inside of that get its y coordinate, and then we're going to jump to that position. So it should follow the special moon if there's a special moon in the room. Okay, let's test that out now. Let's go into our room and let's see what we have in our first room. Let's put the landed rocket in there and see if it follows the special moon. I think I might get an error here though. Why would I get an error here? If I try to run this, See, I don't remember putting a... Nope. See, okay, if you get this error, it's saying object special moon.x. Says, I don't... There is no object special moon in the room, so it can't go there. All right, so we're going to close that out. We're going to go back to our room, and this time we're going to put a special moon in the room. Okay, I'm going to run it again. See if it follows that moon around. Oh, that special moon. And it started to sound too. Oh, there it is. It's right up here. But I have a problem. It's not centered on the moon. Where'd it go? There it is, right there. Okay, I know how to fix that. So if it doesn't do that, I must not have centered something. So let's go to landed. I need to center the orientation point. Now it'll be centered on it. So that if it gets off, that's what you can do to fix that. I'll save these changes. Now you may have noticed that it was continually spinning. Let's see if we can fix that spinning problem. To fix the spinning problem, let's open up our landed. And in this step event, we want to make sure we're faced in the right direction. So we're going to change the sprite. Drag that in there. Now, the sprite here is going to be the landed sprite that we want. And we'll do a little bit of math here. Direction is the direction the face is headed. And if we divide that by 5, we'll get the right subimage of that sprite that faces in the same direction. And then we want to set the speed to 0 so it won't toggle through all the different images of that sprite. And then we're going to hit OK. And that should correct the problem. Okay, the next thing we need to do is make it turn with keyboard input. So let's get some keyboard input. We are going to get a keyboard left. Now when the keyboard left happens, we're going to set the direction. We don't want any speed because we want it to stay still. But we're going to go with our direction that we're facing now. It's current direction. And we're going to add 10 degrees to it. And that'll be how fast it turns when we hit the left key. Okay. Now let's add event keyboard right. And let's move it free. And we want to go its direction. -10 this time. So it'll change the direction by 10 degrees every step. And we'll continue to have the speed 0. Well, let's just see if it looks right now. Let's load it up. Do 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 do. See, where am I? There I am down there. Alright, get on the screen here. Left, right. Alright, cool. The speed is 0, but the direction is being added. Positive and negative 10 degrees. Alright, that is working. Let's make the object flying now. Create object. OBJECT FLYING. Okay, with the object flying, we're going to set the depth to -10 so it stays on top of everything. -10. Okay. Now we want to worry about when it's outside the room. Let's do the wrap stuff. So it can't, when it leaves the room, it wraps around. So when it's outside the room, we want to go wrap ourselves to wrap. And we're going to wrap it in both directions. Okay. And we're also going to set the direction of the sprite now. So we're going to add another end step. And we're going to change the sprite. And it's going to be the flying sprite. The speed is going to be 0. And the sub image is going to be direction divided by 5, which will point the sprite in the same direction that the rocket or spaceship is traveling. Okay, hit OK. So what do you see wrong with the object flying? Is I did not give it a sprite. So let's give it a sprite. There we go. That looks better. And while we're in here, let's get it to move too. So we're going to add an event. And let's go with the keyboard left. We're going to start it moving with the speed of about 6. And if I hit the left keyboard, I want to go in the same direction. D-I-R-E-C-T. Direction that I'm flying now. And then I'm going to add 2 to it. So it'll just change the direction by about 2 degrees every frame of the game. So left is positive. So right would be negative. Okay. So let's go add event, keyboard, right, move free, speed of 6, direction -2. Okay, I have sprite, I have left, right. If I'm outside of the room, I wrap, end step, I have my sprite set up. Let's see if I made any mistakes. Oh, I didn't put it in the room. That would be a good thing to do. Yeah, let's put the object flying right here. Let's put it in the room somewhere. That would be a little helpful. Okay. Alright, we're flying. You know, let's add some collisions in to it also. Let's add some collision events to our flying rocket. There's 2 things it can collide with. Let's do the simpler one first. In the event it collides with an asteroid, we're going to restart the game. That's kind of heartless, but that's the way it is. That's one thing that can happen. Let's add an event and a collision with a moon. Okay? Yes, it's already on the special moon when it's landed. In the event that that happens, we're going to be switching or changing some objects, and this is where that comes in. So if I hit a moon, I want to change the other thing, because this is the flying. I want to change the other object that I ran into, and I want to change it into a special moon. So that'll make it stick to it if it's the object landed. Okay? And perform events not, don't worry about that. That's if there were some other events that were supposed to happen. Okay. I also want to change instance of self into landed. Okay? And you know, just to make sure it works, I'm going to drag that to the top and do that first to make sure it becomes a landed object before the special moon, so it can follow the special moon. Let's see if it works in that order. So I've got asteroid, restart the game, object moon, change instance of landed, and change in special moon. That should work. Okay. But in order for me to become a flying object, I need to be able to go from a landed object on the special moon. Let's do that with a space. Let's go keyboard space. I'm going to change from the landed to the flying object. So now if I hit space, it'll become a flying object. It won't follow the moon around anymore. And when I hit another moon, it should change into that. You know what I probably should do now, yeah. I wonder if it's going to start moving. I better set it in motion first before I change the object. So when you hit the space, let's do this first. And let's go in the same direction it's already facing. And let's go with a speed of 6. Okay. And then we probably should destroy the special moon because that's the goal of the game. Let's go to main, destroy instance of object special moon. So that'll destroy all the special moons in the room, which is only one. Alright, let's see if this works. Where am I? Here I am. Space. Okay. Get another moon. Oh, whoa. Oh, I must have hit an asteroid. Okay. I was at space. There's something wrong. I got 2 flying objects now. Oh, then I run the asteroids. Oh, something didn't work. We'll figure that out, though. Okay, so I think what I did wrong is I need to take the flying object out of the room. And let's see what happens there, because I ended up with 2 of the flying objects. So let's see what happens now. Dude, never works the first time. Alright, there's my landed. Fly. Moon. Oh, hit the asteroid first, so I should be a little patient. Fly. Alright. I'm on my moon. Let's see if this one. Oh, yep, it disappeared. That one disappeared. See if I can get them all. Ah! Okay, jump. You can probably just. This is going to be the end of the tutorial here in a minute, but I just can't stand it. I need to win. There's that one, and then I should be able to clear this last one and get to the last. It'll probably give me an error. Alright, now well, there's nothing to collide into, so I have no choice but to commit asteroidicide. Alright, so there you go. There's kind of a playable game. There's no way to win or lose yet,